especially all the grade 8 learners out there. I hope you're having an amazing day. And welcome to English-8. I am Ma'am Valerieta, your English learning buddy. And I guarantee a day full of learning and discoveries. Come, join me and get your pen and paper and start learning and loving English.
Our lesson for this video is about modal verbs, nouns, and adverbs. In this lesson, you will learn how to speak with urgency or importance, possibility, and emphasis through the use of modals. You will also learn about the different types of modals and their uses. So, here are the learning objectives. At the end of the discussion, you will be able to identify modals used in sentences and recognize the different meanings conveyed by modals. And third, incorporate the use of modals in sentences correctly and effectively. Are you ready to learn? Okay, let's go straight to the definition of modal. What is modal? Modal is an expression that carries different shades and meanings. We will explain this further by discussing its three types of modals, which is the modal verbs, modal noun, and modal adverb. Let's start with modal verb. Modal verbs are auxiliary or helping verbs that modify or change the meaning of the main verbs. You use modal verbs in giving advice or making suggestions, making requests, or making predictions and prohibitions. Now, here are the most common modal verbs and their uses. Can is a modal verb that means to express ability or to request permission. Could express past abilities and suggest future possibilities. Shall denotes making an offer and requesting a suggestion. Should meaning to give advice. Need to express necessity. Ought to express obligation and probability. May to express possibility or to request permission. Might to express possibility. Will express willingness. Would to request or offer. Must means to express obligation and firm necessity. Have to means to express obligation or force circumstances. Focus on these sample sentences to understand how these modal verbs are used in sentences. First, David can speak 3 languages. The modal verb used is can, which depicts ability. Second, could I open the window? The modal verb used is could, which depicts suggestions. And third, example uses should, which is advice. Let us now define a modal noun. Modal nouns convey the quality or situation in a different way than the straightforward truth. It conveys or qualifies a qualification of the veracity of an assertion. Modal nouns are mostly names of qualities or states. They are similar to modal verbs in that they also express modal meaning. However, they are different from modal verbs in the way they are used in a sentence. Here are the common modal nouns that we are using. Modal verbs are used to add information to the main verb, while modal nouns name a quality, state, or condition that states modality. Check out these sample sentences to understand how modal nouns are being used in a sentence. In the first sentence, the modal noun used is possibility. The second sentence uses the modal noun obligation. And the third sentence uses necessity. As you can observe, each modal noun conveyed different meanings. And now, the last type of modals is the modal adverbs. Modal adverbs are words that describe the modality of the verb in a sentence. Rather than just being descriptive, they also tell the reader or listener more about the possibility obligation, and emphasis of an action. Like other adverbs, these ones are unique because they help express modality, which is why they are called modal adverbs. The modal adverbs used in the given sentences describe the adjectives and modal verbs or expressions found in a sentence. These are the common modal nouns that we are using. And to fully understand modal adverbs, here are some sample sentences. First, my mother is possibly coming home today. The modal adverb in the sentence is possibly. Second, I am certainly joyful that my family is always with me. The modal adverbs in the sentence is certainly. And lastly, my father is obligately proud to work hard for our family. And the modal adverb in the sentence is obligately. In the given sample sentences, the encircled words are the modal adverbs, and the italicized words are the words they describe. Most of the modal adverbs describe how something is done or how someone feels about something. They are similar to modal verbs and modal nouns because they express modality. However, they differ in form and the way they are used in sentences. Modal verbs are used to add information to the main verb. On the other hand, modal nouns name a quality, state, or condition that expresses modality, while modal adverbs describe or give more meaning or information to verbs and adjectives. Since we are done with our discussion, I guess you are now ready to put into practice what you learned from our lesson. So, get your pen and paper. Let's proceed to quiz time. Now, I'd like you to try answering this activity by simply selecting the correct answer. You may answer verbally or you may write down your answers, okay? Okay, for number 1. There's a possibility of snow this evening. Number 2. It is likely that Harold will get a high grade in chemistry. And lastly, these are auxiliary or helping verbs. They can express permission, obligation, and prohibition. Okay, are you done? So, are you ready to check your answers? Then, let's do it. For number 1, the correct answer is letter B. Number 2, letter A. And for the last number, number 3, the correct answer is letter C. So, again, modal verbs are used to add information to the main verb. On the other hand, modal nouns name a quality, state, or condition that states modality, while modal adverbs describe or give more meaning or information to modal verbs and specific verbs that consist of a linking verb or verb of being and sometimes another verb. So, did you learn something today? Okay, that's great. And that wraps up our lesson for today's 8th grade English students. You see, we teachers are doing our duties. We may not be perfect teachers for our students, but we will do our best to be good teachers who will bring out the best in you. Just keep an eye on English this way and join me on a journey in 8th grade English, where you will have fun and interesting learning experiences that will feed your mind and nurture your love for the subject English. Again, this is Mom Vel. Thank you for watching and listening.